So at the beginning, I was like really expected, like I was looking for something more tonal, something more normal, if I can say it in that way. And then I was like, I'm not a really close friend of modern music. I've never been like really a fan of it. But after reading his music and trying to play his music and understanding his language, I feel like modern music needs to bring a little bit more nowadays, because it's just like how society is working right now. So it's just a really result of our society, our modern society. So it was like really, really interesting to get close to it. He is trying to get involved with the folklore and the identity of Costa Rica. So he tries to bring like native songs from the indigenous people, and then he tries to add it in his music through anagrams. So basically he's adding one number to each letter of the abecedary, and then he's trying to create chords in order to have like different colors and different dynamics and harmonics on it. So being classical trained is really interesting, because you're just expecting to play something from the beginning to the end, A, B, and there's like nothing in the middle. So everything is like really, really square in order to play it. But then when you get closer to modern music, you discover there's so many ways to understand the music. So I really think playing modern music helps to the performer to develop and understand a new way to perform the instrument. So when you see a manuscript from alphabeals, it's not a normal manuscript. You're gonna see a lot of draws and also lines. That they means you have to keep playing, or just continue the same note, or repeat the same note, or just play the entire step backwards. So when you start playing from the beginning, you go to the end, and then from the end, you start playing it backwards. So it's like really interesting, and I think it's a really good way to express music in a different manner. I feel the oboe background in Costa Rica is really small, even though there are so many oboes who went abroad and studied in Europe and also here in the United States, and then they came back, they went back to Costa Rica. But I feel there's a necessity of playing the oboe in the country. Like normally it's just the standard instruments, violin, piano, and voice. Everyone is gonna play it. But then with oboe, because of the significance of the instrument, is not an instrument that everyone wants to play. I think composers, they do write music for it, but it's not as known as if they write a composition for violin, and everyone is gonna promote it. So I think playing these pieces and doing this research is gonna help to just bring awareness of the instrument in the country. When I came first to UNL, I wasn't a really fan of modern music until I went to Dr. Mamulin's classes, and he was like, we have to get into a little bit of contemporary music. And his teaching philosophy just helped me to go a little bit step by step. It didn't force me to do it. And once I get to this point, I was able to understand and play Mariel's Faguel music without being or feeling forced. Because coming to UNL, playing with orchestra, different repertoire, and also going through Dr. Mamulin's lessons helped me a lot to be prepared, mentally, musically prepared for this type of compositions. Yes, since the beginning, the committee was really interested on it because it's not an American composer, it's someone from Costa Rica. And it is a composer that even though he did his academic level in Europe, he came back to Costa Rica and he wanted to explore more. So I thought I was going to find some issues because he's not an American composer, but totally that wasn't the case. They were so supportive from the beginning. Even Dr. Mamulin, he was like, let's do it, sounds really good, it's a really nice, and new idea, it sounds like a really nice project. Dr. Mamulin, I heard a podcast, a Double Reach podcast, that was my master's professor doing it, and she interviewed Dr. Mamulin, and he was talking about reeds, he was talking about oboe, and I was like, oh my god, that perspective fits so much how I understand the oboe. And I was like, who is Dr. William Mamulin? And then I started doing some research, I Googled, and then I found out that he is such an amazing oboist. So I emailed him and that I was interested to study with him. And he was like, yeah, sure, let's do a Zoom lesson, because I was in Mississippi, so I was not able to come here to Nebraska. And then everything happened, and 2 years later, I'm here. The environment, I think UNL's environment is so positive. Like everyone is so friendly, and I think going to Westbrook building, it is such like feeling in a family setting. I think everyone is so nice. Everyone understand that this is not a negative competition. That means if you're better, that means I'm gonna be better. If we are better, the school's music is gonna be way better. So I think UNL has such a different vibe that I really like. It is so different and so difficult to find that nowadays.